This is the Backlog Exposed podcast, bringing you weekly discussions on gaming, as well as quick insights into sports, entertainment, and anything else that we can think of. To get in touch with us, ask questions, or just hang out and chat, join us in the Backlog Exposed Discord. Follow us on Twitter at The Backlog Pod, or send us an email at thebacklogexposed@gmail.com. You can find all of our social media information, as well as many different ways to listen to our podcast by visiting our website, thebacklogexposed.com.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And we are
The Backlog
Exposed.
Joe, it is August 21st, 2018, and we got a lot going on. There are Fortnite tournaments every week going on where people are winning tens of thousands of dollars. I've been keeping an eye on these tournaments, and it's just pretty awesome to see.
Man, it's ridiculous the money people have got over the last months just playing games, and I'm over here working 12 hours a day making pennies.
I know we play for fun. I know we jump on there and we kind of, I go kamikaze and you do your thing and we get the wives in there and whatnot. We need to duo it up. Me and you, we need to go into playground mode. We need to do some practicing, right? Just me and you practice some techniques, some close quarter techniques, and we need to subscribe and try to get into what they call a scrim. And once we get into a scrim, if we can, then we can scrimmage against other professionals and we can actually try out for one of these teams and potentially get brought onto one of the bunch of major league teams. Now,
that's cool.
Fortnite isn't necessarily the long-term goal. The long-term goal would be to play the games that we enjoy. But if we could get in on a team under Fortnite, if it's possible, which I think it is, I mean, we are pretty much the best out there.
Oh yeah.
But no, but if we can get in under that banner somehow, somewhere, then you work your way into being able to play the games you want to play, like Call of Duty or whatever, as a professional of some capacity. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean you're making money, but you can actually earn rights to get into tournaments and things where you can make real money if you do good.
A lot of these guys make a lot of money, but they also have free everything. I mean, it's free advertisement for what they do. It's free video games. It's free controllers. It's free systems. It's free.
Yep.
You name it. It's free. But then you're really, once you're that good, you get money, which is a huge bonus.
Yeah, but money is a bonus, I think. But see, I've got a nickname for you.
Oh, God.
Sergeant Sniper.
Sergeant Sniper. I'm gonna change my gamer tag from me and not you to Sergeant Sniper.
Sergeant Sniper. I love it.
My new Fortnite name. I'll take it. Sergeant Sniper. That's funny.
I was thinking. I don't know why I thought of that,
you're just Kamikaze Earl, bro. That's it.
Kamikaze. I'll take it though. The big E. That's kamikaze. Kamikaze with a big E at the end. I gotta make some logos for us. I'll put them on the website, and then we're gonna get some business cards coming out. We're gonna be able to hand them out to close quarters, the close combat customers. And we got the website, backlogexposed.com. We're kicking ass there. Well, I mean, things are starting to really turn up. So now that we have things turning up, our voice is what matters. Our voice and what we do and what we play and what we say, that's what matters. So, Joe, what matters to you right now?
I don't know. I'm having a good time, dude. Like, I'm not really worried about making the money. I mean,
no. I mean, what matters in terms of the games? Like, what matters to you? What are you going to be really focused on? I know we're going to say Call of Duty because it's coming up soon.
Well, but Spider-Man's coming up before Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play the hell out of Spider-Man. I'm just ready for a game that's.
What about Spider-Man? What about Spider-Man do you envision you'll enjoy the most? Like the free flying aspect?
For sure, open world. I love open world concept games. I don't like being trapped on you can only go this way, or, like the old God of Wars where they were just, you could only go in a straight line. You couldn't deviate from the plan. I love open world. Like all my racing games I play, those are all open world. So much fun. You can just get sidetracked for hours, man, playing, and then all of a sudden you're like, shit, 4 hours later I'm like, I didn't even complete that damn race I was on because I went looking for everything else. But Spider-Man, I've already noticed in the trailer there's he hides backpacks throughout the town. So I'm sure that's going to be a trophy because I'm a huge trophy hunter. Is to locate all the backpacks and one of the trophies is probably get to the highest point of the game, and just a bunch of different little side quests that's going to get me sidetracked, man, before I even probably touch half the game.
Yeah, I'm really looking
for a game to come out besides just Fortnite. I'm so burnt out on Fortnite.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are. I listened to 2 Fortnite podcasts, and on one of them, one of the guests was just talking about how, this is turning into a job for him, and he used to play Destiny, and now he's playing Fortnite competitively for money, and it's become a job. And as it becomes a job, he sees that this company is making changes pretty significantly without much notification. So you have people who are relying on this as a source of income, and then all of a sudden they nerf the shotguns, or they add a new sniper rifle. And it's cool as a viewer, it's cool as a player, a casual player, to see the game change in such a significant way. But I gotta admit, that does seem like it would be a bit frustrating if I were, imagine if you're going to work and they're like, oh, by the way, you're no longer on a PC, you're on a Mac.
So you're no longer can drive on this road. This road's closed. Turn around and drive 20 miles back.
Exactly. So it's got to be difficult, but it's part of the game. It's part of the industry, and I think I like it more than I dislike it. But I got to acknowledge that that's got to be difficult, and it might drive people away, like you're saying. I mean, I look today. So WoW has come out with a new update, and I haven't played WoW in 10 years, but it's significant enough.
Pretty sick, dude.
Yeah, it looks good, and it's a good enough update that's causing. I've seen 3 streamers who do nothing but play Fortnite, and they're on WoW. And while I noticed that, there were a squad of 4 streamers, 4 big time streamers, and they were talking, and one of them mentioned WoW, and they were all like, "Okay, you just wet my lips." And then they were like, okay, well, I'm done for the day. And they wrapped it up. They closed their streams down. And like we were talking about last podcast.
They went to WoW, dude. That's
they went to WoW.
About last podcast, dude. You start getting these same followers on Fortnite. And then it becomes less enjoyable because if you have 10,000 followers and 9,995 of them want to watch you play Fortnite and 5 of them is just there to watch you play anything, you're only going to have 5 followers now watching you play WoW. That's the thing about these streamers. It's not fun for them anymore because everybody is on this Fortnite craze, man, and it's getting old, and it's getting old quick.
Well, that's what opens the door. Like we had Calzone OP, we had Tom on last week. It opens the door for new guys like that who can jump in and say, you know what, I'm thirsty, I'm hungry for this. I'm gonna keep playing Fortnite. So it gives them the opportunity because now you have the people who still want to watch Fortnite are gonna still watch it. And then you're going to have these up and coming. And it's funny because we're only talking months, right? We're only talking months turnaround time, but we have quote unquote up and coming streamers and up and coming Fortnite players because some of them are old timers. Ninja's an old timer. Myth is an old timer now in such a young sport. But
yeah, true.
But the truth is, I mean, you have people just go in and shit on Myth or shit on Ninja or any of these other guys who are really, really solid at the game. That's got to frustrate people like Ninja. There's a streamer out there named Lyric, and he used to be one of the biggest streamers. He's still pretty strong. He gets a big crowd, but he plays whatever the hell he wants. You could watch him play a game about building a house, and the next day he's playing a game from 2007. Today he was playing World of Warcraft. So
that's what I'm saying. That's what it's all about, man. If you're a streamer and you're streaming video games, it should be whatever I want to stream because it's my channel and I like it and I enjoy playing video games. I shouldn't be focused on one specific game, you know?
Yep. So, hey, I wanted to get your opinion on one of these news articles I sent over. Analysts predict that EA's Battlefield 5 will be a serious disappointment. And they're saying that the pre-orders for Battlefield 5 lag behind Call of Duty by more than 85%.
Of course.
That is a bit more than I expected.
I mean, Battlefield Hardline is, what, 2 or 3 years old now?
3 years old now, at least.
People, one of my good friends in Maryland played Battlefield Hardline. Then they went to Battlefield 1, and then they all jumped ship and went back to Battlefield Hardline. Yep. So it's not about just putting games out. It's about putting a game out that's going to actually be better, upgraded, and more fun to play.
Yep.
So what Call of Duty's been doing has been pushing out Call of Duty after Call of Duty after Call of Duty, and they suck each time. That's why everybody reverts back to Black Ops 3. That was revert back like we were playing the other night, Modern Warfare 4. It's a game that's consistent, it's fun, it's enjoyable, and it's not those stupid, those suits and wall running and floating and exosuits and just a bunch of dumb stuff, man.
On a defense for EA and their games that they put out, I have to say I'm a huge fan of the Battlefronts and the Battlefields. To be honest, I love the gameplay. I love the graphics. It's a completely different style of game, in my opinion. But at the same time, there is nothing jumping out at me to go buy this one. And I'll also say that when you factor in what EA has done as a business and their business model of trying to suck dry and take the money out of the pockets of every customer they've got because they don't care about the gameplay, even though the gameplay is phenomenal and the games look beautiful. I mean, there's probably...
They don't really care, man. They're just trying to make money. That's exactly what Fortnite's trying to do now. There's so many, buy this costume, buy this pickaxe, buy this hat, buy this ball. Man, it's so much bullshit now. You got all these kids wanting to spend money just so they can have a skin that does no good for the game. I mean, you got people on you go to Reddit or you go to YouTube or Facebook and, oh man, how much money do you think I spent on my, my Fortnite account? And I'm like, dude, who cares? First of all, why would you spend $2,000 on a free game?
Yeah.
I mean, there's people spending $1,500 for V-Bucks and
although,
suits and...
let me say, though, did you see the new cowbell? The Fortnite cowbell?
Man, I'm not buying no damn cowbell.
I had to get the cowbell, man. See,
oh my God.
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I'm 100% with you on the annoyance factor of this business model. But I'm cool with this business model because you do not have to do that. If you want to play this game and be good at it, it will not take away from your skill set. Whereas in Battlefield and in Battlefront, they have baked in the ability to be better at the game into care packages and into loot drops and things like that, crates. And people are even if Battlefield 5 has a different system, I think you can only stick your hand in the boiling water enough times to realize that water is going to be hot. I think people are going to wait to buy this game. They're going to wait to see what EA does. I still think it'll sell, but I think people are starting to realize, don't pre-order a game if you don't know what to expect. Everyone knows what to expect from Call of Duty.
You know what's going to happen over the next 6 to 8 months? Redbox sales are going to go through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's going to go to Redbox. I'm going to rent this game for 2 days if I like it.
And you know what? We should get back to that. We should get back to that method because I remember as a kid, I'd rent a game before I'd buy it.
Days, man.
No.
Go to Blockbuster, rent the game for 2-3 nights, and then take it back, and then be like, Mom, Dad, I really like that game. Can I buy it now? And they're like, oh, okay, well, how much? You know what I mean? Now it's like you buy the damn thing and it sucks. You're like, well, shit, that was $60 wasted. But again, that's the big brother aspect of it. Like, they took all the movie stores out of business with all this online streaming. There's a couple left though. You got GameFly. There's a couple out there, but it's not tangible right then and there. Yeah. It's like, oh, now I gotta wait 2 days to get this game.
Yeah, and I hate that about GameFly. Like, I was a big proponent of GameFly for a long time. I used that service kind of religiously for the first couple of years it was out, and then it just became a race to get the shittiest game on your list possible, because you would put, I would sign up and only put the games I really want. And then it would just sit there. My queue would sit there for 2 or 3 days. And then they'd say, well, none of these games are available. Add another game to your list. Well, it's kind of like MoviePass right now, where, and I want to talk about that for just a second. It's I'm not interested in these other games. I mean, I'm paying for the service, so I'll do it, right? I'll put something in my bucket, but I only want to play this other game. Well, you can't.
Yep.
And with digital, I just don't understand why they don't even like make an affordable solution for digital rentals, because that costs next to nothing. You're paying for the bandwidth. You know, if I'd like to be able to rent a game for $3.99 a night, and just like the old days, $2.99 or $3.99 a night. I could understand if it's, you know, for the service of being able to download it digitally or something. You download it, and the game rental does not start until you have it downloaded and you initiate. And then you play that game for. Now they have PlayStation Now or whatever it's called, PS Now or PS. They have.
So PlayStation sort of kind of does that when for movies, for instance. Like I just rented a movie tonight, the new Avengers Infinity War. Me and the kids was watching it. So if you download a movie, right, or you rent a movie, you have the movie for 30 days.
Yep.
So you can keep that movie for 30 days and never watch it, and then it goes away. Or you can rent it and say, you know what, we're going to watch it Saturday. So you'll keep it and you'll have it, 30 days starts going down. But as soon as you hit play, you only have 72 hours to watch the movie.
Oh, wow. Now, how much did that cost to rent?
$5.99 for the HD version.
It should be $3. I mean, rentals for a movie, and I understand.
It's expensive. It's stupid. I mean,
they're
charging $4.99 for standard,
especially if you consider $5.99
for HD. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, and I'm paying extra money with my service provider so that I can have unlimited download, right? But when you're paying for that, and you download an HD movie, you're already paying for it through your service provider, one way or another. Now, I know like Roadrunner or whatever up north or Verizon Fios, I didn't have caps, but Comcast isn't. They're looking to get every dollar they can. So for $20 a month, I'm paying, I get unlimited downloads so I can download all the video games I want. And now these video games are taking up 20, 30, 40 gig on your system. So you got to pay for the hard drive size. It's like they're getting you from every angle now. And I love the digital. I think
they're all working in cahoots together, bro.
Oh, man, they are. And I wanted to touch on MoviePass. I mean, I've talked to you quite a bit about the MoviePass process. When you and I went saw Tag, MoviePass was phenomenal. And I use that word liberally, but it was great. I was seeing movies. I saw at least a movie a week. I hadn't gone to the movies in months prior to that. And so I started going to the movies way more often because I had this $9.99 a month, unlimited, quote unquote, see as many movies as I wanted a month. And then they started going bankrupt. I mean, these people started, their business model wasn't working.
No, they're down. They're at $9.95 a month and you get 3 movies and that's it?
Well, here's the crappy deal, man. So I paid for a year. I paid for a year service to have, and when I paid the year, it was $9.99 a month, or actually I paid $6.99 per month because I bought a year package, which goes through the end of November. And I get 1 movie a day, any movie I want to see. And then they changed the terms and conditions of that. So they said, okay, you can't see any movie anytime. You can only see movies once. You can't see the same movie twice. You have to take a picture of your ticket stub when you're done watching the movie. We're going to choose the times that you can go see movies now. You can't just go see any movie in any theater. And then they started restricting movies altogether. They said, okay, well, this is peak pricing, so we're going to charge you a little bit more to go see this movie at this time. So $7 extra to see, Mission Impossible on the opening night, as opposed to when we signed up, that wasn't the friggin' case. And then that was, just keeps changing and changing. Well, the latest change has caused me to just flip a lid. So I have 4 months left, I think, or whatever. What is it, August? So 3 months. 3 months left of this MoviePass, and it's utterly useless. They've now said, hey, we're going to give you a special deal, everybody. Instead of the unlimited $9.99 that we've offered when we started, now what we're doing is you get 2 movies that are actual movies that'll be in your theater, and we choose them every day. Every day it's going to be 2 separate movies. So today it's Black Klansman and, the Crazy Rich Asians, right? Tomorrow it might be Mission Impossible and something else. The next day it might be Slenderman and something else. Like, they're choosing the movie for you. And then they still limit the amount of tickets they can sell at each theater. So by the time you choose, you know what, I guess I'll go see Slenderman. No, there's no more showings for today. And then they say, well, we're giving you 5 movies a day. But in my theater, the 3 extra movies that they offer, they're not there. They're like Cannes Music Festival type movies that don't exist in any of the theaters here in Jacksonville. So they've really royally screwed their customer base, especially the ones that paid the year.
Not only they screw them, it's just they didn't have a very well thought out plan with MoviePass, man. They thought,
well, even still, and I've
a month, and then they just went bankrupt quick.
I've been on the forums, talking about this, and some people are like, yeah, but it's still a hell of a deal, even if you go see it. No. I don't care if it's a hell of a deal. If I bought a ticket to go see the Boston Red Sox play the New York Yankees and outstrolls the Double-A baseball team, the Boston Red Sox, people would flip a lid. They're not. Yeah. It's not legal.
It's right that it's right that people who's already bought into it shouldn't have
what they paid for. So say you bought that nice 60-inch Sony TV. 1080p or 4K, whatever, and you open it up and that's a 42-inch Vizio LED. You can't fucking do that. Why is this? Because in their terms, they say we can change the policy with an asterisk, right? You can't just fucking change the policy so drastically that it's not anything like what you signed up for. So,
they pretty much went from one end of the spectrum to the other, man. I mean, they went from any movie you wanted one day to now it's just like hardly anything you can do with it.
Yeah, and I want them to be bankrupt, man, because I just don't think that businesses like that should succeed. I ran a business for 10 years. I did it as honest and great as I could, and it was a struggle because I could have very easily been shady. I could have very easily talked customers into buying things they didn't need. I could have very easily ran crappy, offers to get people to pay more money. But I didn't.
Day, though, dude, it's not. I mean, let's just say you pay, because I paid $20 a month because me and my wife's got one. I'm off work now every Monday, so we go every Monday to watch a movie.
Yeah.
So if I watch 4 movies in that month, they paid for themselves. Now, I'm not a huge moviegoer because I got kids. I can't just roll out on a Friday night and go watch a movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So younger people that have this MoviePass with no kids and stuff like that, or they're single, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're pissed off. But for me, I mean, it still works for me. I really don't mind it because it's $20 a month. And
yeah, but you don't get to pick the movie.
I'm good. I mean, I just did. We went yesterday.
What was your options?
Whatever movie I wanted.
Really?
Yeah, we went and watched Mile 22.
I'm telling you, man, they're only offering 2 movies for me.
I went and watched Mile 20. No, all the movies were available. I went and watched Mile 22 and
I wonder if it's still controlled by region. I know in the region I'm in right now. Yeah, look. I can see, I don't know if you can see that, but Crazy Rich Asians and Black Klansman. Those are the only 2 movies I can see.
I mean, I'm actually kind of curious.
Now, Mile 22 is listed as the top box office, but it's not a movie I can go see. And I can't go see Mile 20.
You know what?
Mile 22 is listed as a premium screening for me, so it's not even a movie I can see here in Jacksonville.
I can go watch. Yeah, man, I can go watch any of these movies.
Interesting. Well, I mean, good. Just so you know, this is what's coming to you. You're gonna get this eventually.
Hang on. All these movies, so there's no available screenings in your location today. So yeah, this thing is going pretty shitty. Maybe I just got lucky and Mile 22 was available for us to watch.
Might be. I'm a huge fan of the original service. If they were to bring us back, I
guess it is going to because right now I can go watch Mile 22 and Crazy Rich Asians. That's all I can really go watch.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, if they came back with anything that resembled what we had before, I would still sell it to the wind. But right now, I can't.
Well, I also heard too that they did a bunch of like stock options and some other things. This guy I work with,
this drop coaster,
but he follows all that, and
yeah,
they're trying to they split their stocks, and then they're trying to work from the outside in. And I think once they get it all figured out and they got more people donating and backing them up, it'll go back to what it was.
I hope so, man. I hope so. All right, so moving off from MoviePass, because I could shit on them all day right now. I'm just
Hey, man, let's talk about a cool game me and the kids are playing right now.
What you got?
Captain Toad Treasure Tracker.
Oh, I love Captain Toad, man. Captain Toad is a hell of a game.
Dude, it's been out for a while, but
we got it.
Just recently wanted it. Man, playing 2 players is cheating, but it's hard. Have you played 2 players yet?
So no, but that's the game where you have to rotate the world, right, and walk around and go through the passageways and whatnot. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So
we got that.
When you play 2 player, it's cheating, but it's super hard. So player 1 controls the character, and then player 2 controls the camera and the cursor, which you shoot apples, I guess is what it is.
Okay.
But you can kill all the enemies, and you can destroy blocks, and but it's super hard, man, because you got to communicate with whoever you're playing with and turn the map and rotating up and down and back and forth. But the game is fun. So Caleb and Kaylee beat the entire first episode, which is 18 levels by themselves. And then they kind of got me excited, and I kind of play with them, and I've played 5 or 6 levels with them. So it's a good game, though.
Joe, you do realize you have prodigies on your hands, right? I mean, we talk week in and week out about making money with video games. You got 2.
I don't understand it, dude. They pick up games.
Well, I mean, look who their parents are. Look who their parents are.
I mean, I'm not the greatest video game player. I can hold my own. But
dude, you're fucking Sergeant Sniper.
I am Sergeant Sniper. You're
Sergeant
right, dude.
Sniper, dude. The
280-meter snipe.
The one and only. The one and only.
But yeah, dude, it's really weird watching them. Kaylee can play she can build ridiculous. Now she'll go to playground mode and she can build a tier 6 1 by 1 in seconds. And then Caleb will be playing, Captain Toad. we never even looked at it, and all of a sudden he already beat the first season.
All right, so hold on, I gotta cut you off real quick because I gotta tell our listeners. So last week I jump on Fortnite and Joe's son Caleb is on, and he's 6 years old, and he is an absolute riot. He just was so excited to be playing with me on this game. He was losing his freaking mind for some reason, and he was running point on this freaking game. He's telling us where we're going, telling us which portals we're going to. He's running, calling shots, and he was taking people out. And it was just absolutely the funniest thing you hear in this 6-year-old just be like, all right, we're going to Tomato Town. Okay, let's go. We're going to Tomato Town. We're going to hit that portal. And you're like, all right, you jump in the portal, and he's in the front, just charging, and he sees 2 people. He doesn't even buckle. He just boom, straight at him, whips out a sniper rifle, just starts shooting. It's absolutely hilarious to see, but also for me, I love seeing it. I love seeing it because it's building a leadership. It's our future, and he's building there's a sense of leadership there that I know that Caleb would be able to take that into whatever he does, regardless of if it's video games or work or whatever. He's going to be leading the pack. He's not afraid to step out in front, and this is where he's building those blocks. So I think that video games can be strong. So anyway, sorry to cut you off.
I've played multiple games with him, and one game always sticks out with me with Caleb is we landed at Dusty Depot when that was in a place to land, and as soon as I landed, I got shit on. Boom, 3 came down there. Boom, knocked me out. I said, Caleb, there's 3 guys, man. So either run or oh man, I got a shotgun. I should be good. No kidding, man. First guy coming around the corner, boom, headshot, knocked him down. Said, Caleb, someone's coming around the corner. I hear him running. Oh, okay, Dad. Turn around, boom, headshot, knock him down. And then I'm like, holy shit, man. There's one more guy. I don't know where he's at. So Caleb builds a little ramp and jumps off the top. As he's jumping off the top, headshot the 3rd guy. Got all 3 kills. And I'm sitting here dead as hell, going, what the hell? How did my old ass not even get a shot off, and my 6-year-old just wiped out 3 of them?
I'm telling you.
It's ridiculous, man. And then Kaylee should be running around with a rocket launcher. She's like, oh, and trying to shoot a rocket. 120 meters, double kill. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I watched that, by the way. I saw that on your YouTube. That was sick.
She was so excited.
She's like, Dad.
It is. She was super excited, man. But it's just the game that really gets me though is Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, they mastered that game. They mastered it.
It is super hard.
Yep.
It involves so much thinking, so much strategy, combos, what weapons to use, what gear to use in certain weather aspects, whether it's like hot area, cold
and all those new tools that you have to actually use them as puzzles and stuff.
Yeah,
and
you got bombs and
I was having a hard time with some of them.
And, dude, I'm sitting there watching these kids play. I'm like, they beat it by themselves.
Yep.
Because I beat it originally, watched here and there, and then him and Kaylee just beat it again. I didn't even help them, and they're beating the buses, and then, he beat Lionel when we were on, Disney World, which is the hardest, a gold Lionel, which is the hardest, I wouldn't say boss, but, like a sub-boss in the game. He beat that while we're in Disney World, and I'm just like, holy hell, man, I haven't even beat a gold Lionel. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't even tried it because it's that hard.
That's
nuts.
Like
you said, he don't care, man. He just jumps in there and he's like, hell with it.
Yeah,
I'll respawn.
It's all. I played the Captain Toad game, and for those of you who aren't familiar with what I was referring to on how it moves, if you've ever played the free game, it was a PS Plus free exclusive for Sony. I don't know if it was exclusive, but Fez is kind of similar to Fez, where you're walking around a structure and you're trying to get your way up into the finish line, and you have to go in and out of these buildings. So Captain Toad just utilizes the Mario, the Mario view,
Mario aspect of it,
aspect where you look, you're using the characters and everything looks like a Mario world, but it's that same concept where you have to figure out the puzzles. And so it is a really good game. It's been out for a little while, but it uses the mind. And my son, when he first started playing it, he couldn't really do anything with it. He just liked walking around as Toad. But now he jumped in actually not too long ago, Jagger did, and he was playing that and actually completing the puzzles himself as well. It's a good game to get the mind moving.
Well, yeah, man, it's pretty tough. There's a couple on there because when you make the puzzles, there's three diamonds on the map that you're trying to get, and it involves opening doors or using whatever to get to that diamond. It does take some time and back and forth. So it's fun though, man. I didn't think it'd be that fun, but I enjoyed it.
Hey, so a couple of upcoming games coming out, primarily for the PlayStation 4. I know we have some listeners who are PC and some listeners who are Xbox, but I want to call out a couple of the PS4 because that's our primary system of choice. So coming out in September, we have Zone of the Enders. I know there's a PSVR aspect to that game. I tried the demo. It was okay. I wasn't super fond of it, but that's coming out September 4th. And a couple days later, so September 4th is only 2 weeks away from today. On that same day, we're going to have hopefully some decent releases for the PS Plus crowd. But just a couple of days later, on September 7th, which is a Friday, I can't believe it's almost September already, but September 7th, you're going to have NASCAR Heat 3. You're going to have NBA 2K19 and NBA Live 2K19. As well as...
So those are going to be two big hits, man.
Yep. And the one and only Spider-Man. September 7th, just 2.5 weeks away.
Oh, my God, I can't wait, dude. I'm going to be podcast-less. That's even a word. I'm going to be stuck in this room playing Spider-Man. Yeah. Me and the kids, they have it planned out.
I have not pre-ordered it yet. I probably won't.
Well, I tried to pre-order it. I can't even talk. I'm so tired. I tried to pre-order it yesterday, and it was like, all games not available right now. So either the system was down, or they had too many pre-orders, or I don't know, something was going on with the system. But I haven't tried it. I'm definitely going to get the deluxe. In the deluxe version download, you get 3 different suits, and each suit gives you abilities. So, okay.
But that's got to be a big problem for Sony, right? Like, we have too many pre-orders. Stop trying to buy our game before it's even come out.
Yeah, I know, right? But for some reason, I did it like 2 or 3 times at different times yesterday, and it was like, game's not available for pre-order. I was like, how the hell is the game not ready for pre-order if it's on your website?
That's crazy. So we got a couple of more later on in September, too. You got an NHL 19, which I'm not a huge hockey fan. I actually enjoy watching it, but I don't follow it closely like some of the other sports.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I always love playing those NHL games. If I ever get my hands on one, I play it. They look more realistic than pretty much any game out there. They tend to be some of the most
moneymaker, man. They have to spend so much money. You know, they don't have to spend so much money on Call of Duty and everything. All the names are fake. They don't have to spend so much money on Fortnite and all that stuff. But when you put in Gran Turismo and you put in NASCAR and NBA 2K,
that money's big money.
They have to spend so much money to get the license and the approval. I mean, just look at the game that always fascinates me, which is it's so hard to play, is Gran Turismo. When Turismo Sport came out, I think it was 6 or 8 months ago. You start going through that car lineup. Oh my God, man! They have any car you could think of. Which means they had to go to every owner of those cars and be like, "Hey, can we use your car in this game? Here's money. Can we use your car in this game? Here's money."
It gets expensive.
But that's why those games look so good, because they know going in they're going to spend X amount of millions of dollars. So if they don't put forth enough effort to make it look good, they're automatically going to be a hole.
Well, a couple of years ago, I took a
earlier, all the games look freaking amazing, man, because they know that if they're putting LeBron James in the game, he better look like LeBron James.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want the dude looking like a box.
Exactly. And I took a video, like a short 10-second video clip of a crazy thing that happened in one of the NBA 2K games a couple years ago, and I sent it to my brother on Facebook Messenger, and he didn't realize it wasn't a real game. And I did it on purpose. Like I took a video of it showing him like a crazy slam dunk, and he was like, "Holy shit, what game was that?" I'm like, "Oh, that's just a PlayStation 4." He's like, "Oh my God." That was actually years ago, so I would love to see what 19 is going to look like. I need to do some reading on that. These games are just getting so good looking. I've played a couple of, I played a little bit more Detroit Become Human. I've played a little bit more Resident Evil. So I'm trying to tackle those backlog games, and as I get those done, I'll be able to write up a little review on the website there. But one of the games that I just purchased, and it's pretty fun, I want to get in a bit more, is called Electronauts. It's this VR game. It's really not a game, it's an experience, but you essentially are just a DJ, and you have these, it's like a futuristic looking DJ booth where you have orbs and stuff that you can pull out, and they do different things, and you have some heavy hitters in the DJ world that are giving you these baseline tracks that you can kind of interact with. And that's the best way to explain it, is you interact with it. So you make the music as it's already, like, there's a background music track going, and as you do things, it enhances that. And I'll tell you what, you can't really make a bad song. They've done something with how the beats lay and how everything interacts with the current tracks that are out there. You can speed stuff up.
Synchronization type thing.
Yeah. And
pretty badass.
Yeah, it's so great how they do that, because you can put a kid in there and they can still make some decent music, and you can warp the music. You can. A lot of time
developer. Holy shit.
Oh my goodness. Well, you see this game Dreams coming out, and I don't know if you've watched any of the videos.
I'm waiting on.
Have you seen any of the videos for the actual music editor in Dreams?
Yes, that's just, you're going to hear people rapping. That's how their rap debut is going to start, is off YouTube, a PS4 video game. I'm dead serious. It's going to happen. Mark it down.
Yeah, people can thank you for that career.
Hey, that one guy said it would be a good idea. I'm going to try it.
I know I said last episode that I wanted to jump into Firewall 0 Hour. This game just looks phenomenal. It looks very strong for the VR world. Like, this could be, I won't say make or break, because I think the VR customer base is pretty solidified at this point. But if there's a game that's going to come out that's going to bring more people into VR, it's a game like this. Now, Call of Duty could jump in. I know that they've done a little bit of, they did a free demo
I just don't know if VR could keep up with the refresh rate.
Oh no, it has to. Yeah, they do blur the sides a little bit, and some of the games enhance it with blinders, or I don't know if that's the right way to say it. It's not necessarily an enhancement, but they'll put blinders on so it reduces the sickness concept in your mind. Blinders are just kind of like horse blinders. But every game has to run at 60 frames a second or higher to be eligible on the Sony PlayStation VR. So at least the frame rate is high. And I know that's always been a contention between games for this generation of consoles. where Xbox system couldn't handle 60 frames per second for every game when it first came out. But that's a criteria for a game to be able to be on the store for the PlayStation VR. And so from a frame rate perspective, this game, if it can keep up, now, I don't know if you saw any of the videos, but it's slower paced than Call of Duty. So you're not running and gunning in any capacity in this game, because I think that if you do, you'll be gone and done in a second. It's more like the Rainbow Six Siege, or even Battlefield Hardline in a sense, where you're creeping up and you're an attacker or you're a defender, and you position yourself. You can set up wall spikes or traps and things like that, and they can only get through certain things by using certain tools. So, you can put a board on the door and they might have to use a crowbar or a bomb to get through, which causes noise. And, so there's tactics and technique in this game that are built in, but it's also that first person perspective where you have the gun and you're literally aiming down the sights, and you have a first person shooter. Yep. Where you're aiming down the sights like it's a real thing. You can look around corners. So you walk down a hallway, and instead of, hitting a button to kind of peek around the corner, you literally have to peek around that corner with your head. You stick your head out, you could get headshot out. Yeah. So I can't wait to see how that feels, and everyone who's played it, and they actually have put this out in front of customer base. They had a couple of different showings where they weren't afraid to show it to the media, so to speak. I think it was last week or the week prior. They had a couple of sessions where they let a lot of people get in there and play it. And the overall reviews coming out are, get your hands on this when it comes out. So this could be revolutionary in the sense that it's going to bring more people in. Yeah. Well, I don't know if just like Rainbow Six or anything, there's going to be niche. Man, you never know, but
look at Fortnite.
But they are talking esports for this, though. They're talking the possibility of esports. So, anytime you talk about that, people are going to jump in and try to be the best they can so that they can make money. And, I'm not in it for that.
VR, I know you're a VR guy. I guess try and Google VR roller coaster or something.
Oh, man. This drop coaster just looks amazing. And if you recall, Joe, we did that Superman ride. It's Six Flags.
That was awesome.
Yeah, so I think Joe and I went to Six Flags up in Maryland one of the first weeks that they put that Superman VR ride in, and they definitely have ironed out the kinks on that, because I remember waiting in line for 2.5, 3 hours.
I heard it months later too, and it was even better. Like when we first rode it, it came out that week, and it was like a little pixelated here and there. There was some issues, and VR headsets weren't working, blah blah blah, and then like your headset would cut in and out if you didn't look straight ahead. And just a bunch of stuff. And then like months later, I heard again, and man, it was ridiculous.
Just the idea. We rode that back to back to back, right? We rode it 3 times in a row, and we did it,
which is weird.
Yeah, we did it with the VR headset, and then we did it without the VR headset. And I personally felt like it was better with the VR headset on, because you can see, this different world, and your mind doesn't, it interprets what you're seeing in the screen as the reality. So you really truly feel like you're flying through this city, even though it's cartoony looking and whatnot. So I would love to do this drop coaster, and it felt faster, right? I mean, it felt. It did. I'm really looking forward to I'm going to definitely get up there one of these days and do that drop coaster. What's that?
Where's that drop coaster even at?
It's at the New Jersey Six Flags.
Oh, man. What?
Yep, we got to get up there. Let's go ahead and we'll wrap it up. And in the coming days here, we're going to really be anticipating some of these September releases. We're going to be looking forward to what PlayStation Plus has for us. We're going to be looking forward to these new Fortnite tournaments. I mean, we have a couple more weeks left of this season. You're literally coming across as nearly impossible to understand. I'll have to cut a little bit of it, but it's not a big deal.
That's fine.
I just want people to be able to hear your voice.
I hear you, bro. It's tough being in the country.
That's what you get for Kentucky, the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, man.
As we wrap up the Backlog Exposed podcast for August 21st, I want to say thank you very much for listening. And check out that Calzone OP. I was watching him a couple Twitch streams after our podcast. He bumped himself up 20 to 30 viewers. I'm hoping some of those viewers are you guys out there listening, so definitely let him know. You said what's up. and give them a shout out. Check out Lucid Sound, lucidsound.com. Make sure you're using the Team Emar Gaming code so that you can get yourself 20% off there. And check out our website, thebacklogexposed.com, where you can find all the information you need about our podcast, and you can vote on our polls, and you can have a lot of fun there. I found out you don't even need to register or sign up. You just need to participate. You just need to go in and read.
Participation is key.
Yeah. But most importantly, listen to the podcast, share the podcast, join in on our Discord. Our Discord is the Backlog Exposed. On our website, there's a link to our Discord. It's an instant invite system, so you can jump right in, you can chat, you can say hello, and you can give us some recommendations on what you'd like to talk about or what you'd like to hear from us on the next episode of the Backlog Exposed. Joe, wrap us up.
I'm Joe.
I'm Kevin.
And we are
The Backlog Exposed.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening.